My name's Jack. I'm the next in line to lead the Thompson crime family. I got a girl named Catherine, my beloved wife. Catherine's a real beauty and a reliable woman, 4 years younger than me. Since I managed to make such a woman my wife, I've decided to book a dinner reservation every month and enjoy delicious food together with her. That day, I'd come to a fancy restaurant, looking to enjoy a meal with my wife. What a lovely restaurant. Yeah, we hadn't been here before. For my wife's sake, I ordered the finest dishes and reserved a cake for the end. But just as the cake was about due, I realized I'd forgotten something in the car. Shoot, looks like I left my phone in the car. Oh my, it'd be a problem if someone was trying to reach you. I'ma go grab it real quick. I'll be right back. No worries. Truth be told, I felt uneasy about leaving my wife alone. See, there was this guy had been sneaking glances at us for a while now. His eyes were like those of a predator that's caught sight of its prey. Well, I figured nothing would happen if I hurried back. With that thought, I left the table. The time it'd take to go to the parking lot and come back wouldn't even be 5 minutes. However, the phone I was sure I had on me was nowhere to be found. I ended up having to search the inside of the car. At that moment in the restaurant, the man was approaching my wife, just as I'd thought. "Hey there, ma'am. Was that your husband earlier?" "Yes, it was." "Why do you ask?" The man looked to be in his early 20s. My wife's 31, but she looks much younger. It's no surprise a guy in his 20s would try to hit on her. "Can I help you?" "Quite an age gap between you and your hubby." "Huh? What?" "No, not at all." "Well, these days even a 10-year gap is pretty common." 10 years. But hey, being with an old geezer like that must be boring, right? "Excuse me. So what do you say? Want to go somewhere with me instead?" I think there's some misunderstanding here. There isn't that much of an age difference between him and me. No need to correct that. It's all good. You're a beaut, and you'd be way better off with me than with a guy like him. That's not true at all. I'm with him because I love him. Please don't concern yourself with it. "Oh yeah. Then where'd your hubby disappear to?" "He just went to the car to get something he forgot. He'll be right back, so you'd best keep your distance from me." "And why's that?" "You think I'd lose to your hubby?" "I do. You look like you're in your early 20s. There's no way you could beat my man." "I wouldn't be so sure. Your hubby doesn't work at a big company, right? Just an employee. A guy like that couldn't possibly beat me." "How rude." "It's not about whether you could win or lose against my husband. The issue is whether I love him or not. I do love my husband, and I have absolutely no intention of entertaining a child like you. Why don't you go back to your own seat?" "I've taken a liking to ya, that's why." "I'm sorry, but do you mind if I ask why a young man like yourself is at such a nice restaurant? Do you even have that kind of money?" "Course I do. I'm the son of a mafia's boss. Ain't no reason the boss's son couldn't come to a joint like this." "Is that so?" "Well, I don't know which boss you're talking about, but please step away from me. Don't you have someone you came with yourself?" "About that." For some reason she got pissed and took off. Dames are damn hard to understand, I tell ya. Maybe it's because you have a rude attitude. I don't particularly want to talk with you either. "Why not? We ain't even talked about anything yet. You don't know what a great guy I am. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. Go back to your seat already. I keep telling ya, I've taken a liking to ya. So let's hang out." I was supposed to spend some time with a gal at a hotel, but then she up and left, so now I gotta find another gal. I'm not an easy woman you can just find. Try somewhere else. I really don't get it. I'm the son of a mafia boss, you know. You sure you want to pass up a prime catch like me? You're gonna regret it." "I won't regret a thing. I have a husband. I'm way better than that old geezer. The cake is coming out now. I'm going to eat it with my husband, so you go somewhere else." "How can you be so cold? I could satisfy you way more than some cake ever could. Why would you pick a bull-in guy like that over me? It's your loss, I'm telling ya." "It's not a loss at all. He's the best man for me." "You're a tough nut to crack, ain't ya? Look, there are millions of men and women in this world, and out of all of them, a man and a woman meet. Isn't that what they call fate?" "No way. I don't feel any fate here at all. I just want to enjoy this time with my husband. So move it." Geez, what's it gonna take to convince ya? I can't imagine turning down a guy as great as me. I mean, I ain't the kind of man you can just find anywhere, you know. Is that so? Well, good for you then. Go find a woman who appreciates your greatness. I don't see it at all. You really don't get it, do ya? Guess I can't expect much from a dame who's satisfied with bland grub like this. What's that supposed to mean? Take a look at my table. My food's way nicer than yours. There's no difference in the price. Nah, that ain't true. My dishes cost more. It's like comparing top grade to regular. That's how different it is. Fine, whatever. Just move already. I'm gonna get angry if you don't quit it. Get angry all you want. But you'd best not make me angry. You'll regret it, cause it'd be a waste to piss me off. I won't regret a thing. I'm not hurting for men so much that I'd entertain a child like you. You're really thinking big, huh? I really can't stand being around you anymore. Move it already. My husband will be back any minute. Don't interfere with my time with him. Interfere with your time. I ain't planning on doing that. I don't care what you do with your hubby. But I'm putting the moves on you here, so you shouldn't be giving me the cold shoulder like this. Enough already. I have no intention of hanging out with a brat like you. To me, you're just immature. If you get that, then move. What did you say? That's when I walked into the restaurant. The man sitting in front of my wife grabbed the wine glass I had been drinking from and splashed it in her face. Eek. I heard my wife scream. What are you doing? Sucks to be you. This is what happens when you don't listen to me. The man laughed as he said that. I felt my anger rising and strode over. Hey you. What the hell do you think you're doing to my wife? Given that it was a nice restaurant, I kept my voice low as I said that, but apparently there was quite an edge to it because the other customers all turned to look at us at once. However, the punk was grinning smugly. Just see, my pops and my bro are both mafia, which means I'm untouchable. Oh yeah? Which family? I'll bring the whole crew here right now. Huh? The hell are you on about, old man? Bring him here. There's no way you could do that. I wouldn't be so sure. If I do bring him, your dad's family is gonna be finished. I keep telling ya, quit spouting nonsense. You right in the head, Gramps. Lose a few screws cause your wife almost got stolen. Ain't no way you could pull that off, no matter how you slice it. Shut your trap and scram. Big talk from a 2-bit thug. Who are you calling a 2-bit thug? Bullshit, geezer. You sure look the part to me. Coming to a classy joint like this and throwing wine on a lady. No self-respecting mafia would pull a stunt like that. That only happened cause your wifey was a skin for it. My wife was asking for it. How do you figure? Care to explain? Your woman wouldn't listen to a word I said. I'm offering to show her a good time, but she ain't having none of it. And she has the nerve to say she prefers an old fart like you. Of course she does. I'm her husband after all. No matter how hard you try to get your hands on my wife, there's no way she'd fall for a punk like you. What did you say? Hey now, don't go yelling in a place like this. You're bothering the other customers. Honey, there's no point in engaging a child like this. Let's just stop. We're inconveniencing others. But he threw wine on you. It can't be helped. Dealing with someone lacking in brains just makes us look dumb too. Isn't it better to drop it? I can always buy new clothes. Well, I suppose you've got a point there. Alright, I'll let this slide for now, so move it. We're going to eat our cake. A grown man eating cake. That's something women do. What's wrong with a man eating cake? Everything, duh. Real men don't eat sweet stuff. What a strange thing to say. There's nothing weird about a man eating cake. Sure there is. A dude chowing down on cake has no dignity whatsoever. I see. What an incredible prejudice. But I want to eat cake with my wife. So shut your trap. I've got no interest in entertaining your biases. What was that? If you're feeling lonely, kid, why not go back to your seat and eat your food? Kid, how old do you think I am? I'm a grown-ass man. Listen up. Being an adult isn't just about age. It's about being able to act responsibly like an adult. And you're missing the most important part, responsible behavior. I bet there's not a single person in this restaurant who'd acknowledge you as an adult. You gotta be kidding me. Then take a look around, why don't ya? The punk looked around at those words. He found the gazes of the other customers all focused on him, each one filled with scorn. That was only to be expected, considering he had splashed wine on a woman and was yelling in a place like this. Tisk. Perhaps the stares were getting to him, because the man put some money on the table and dashed out without even eating. Oh my, what a waste, leaving without eating such lovely food. Anyone would lose their appetite after being gawked at like that. Like a monkey in a zoo. True. My wife laughed as she wiped at her wine-stained clothes with a napkin. Normally, someone would be furious over something like this, but as always, I had to admire her composure. I wonder if the cake is coming soon. What? You're going to eat like that? Well, it's not like I can take this off. And it'd be a shame not to eat the cake you went to the trouble of reserving. This'll just be another memory. I guess so. We can buy you a new outfit on the way home. Lucky me. A silver lining, as they say. I felt such affection for my delighted wife, and in equal measure, I detested the jerk who had put her through this. The cake was brought out, and the restaurant staff apologized profusely for the trouble, but neither my wife nor I held them responsible. And so, having enjoyed a delicious dessert and a pleasant time, we paid the bill, left the restaurant, and headed for the parking lot. But waiting there was not only the punk from before, but one more guy as well. Well, looks like the thugs are multiplying. Huh? That brat probably called for backup, cause he knew he couldn't take me alone. What a child. Ick. Calling in reinforcements and everything. Hey, it's fine. Either way, it's just a bunch of kids. Sure enough, the new arrival gave a similar impression. The only real difference was that he bore a striking resemblance to the first man. Are they brothers? Come to think of it, he did say his brother was mafia too. Well, this is shaping up to be a bit of a hassle. Honey, are you okay? A couple of brats aren't a problem, but it's a different story if they've got more buddies. We'd be outnumbered then. Why don't you call your men? Even if I did, they wouldn't get here right away. Don't leave my side, you hear? Okay. Unable to hide her anxiety, my wife started walking as if to hide behind my back. Finally showed up. Huh? Sure took your sweet time eating. What, did you miss me that much? Who the hell would miss you? I was waiting here cause I thought I'd pay you back for earlier. Pay me back? I can't think of anything I've done that warrants payback from you. Maybe you can't, but I sure can. Is that so? And who's that next to you with a face that looks so much like yours? Did you multiply? Don't talk about people like they're germs. Close enough, if you ask me. Damn it. Bro, that's them. The ones who made a fool out of me earlier. Huh, that right. You there. Sounds like you did quite a number on my little bro. Oh, so you're that brat's older brother. You look about the same age and have similar faces. Are your brains the same too? What? I'm a bit different from my brother. I see. So a bit different really means just a tiny bit, huh? You making fun of me. If you think that's making fun, then you must think your brother is an idiot. Huh? Bro, is that true? Shut up. Don't fall for his tricks. What an amusing pair of brats. You better tell your little brother good, you hear? Don't go making a racket in a fancy place like this. And don't mess with another guy's wife, or throw wine on her just cause you can't get a girl. Huh? You did that. Well, that's cause she was a nice woman. And she'd have way more fun with me than with some old geezer. He's got a point. My brother's absolutely right. That woman's too good for you. Well, thanks for that. She sure is too good for me. And that's exactly why I can't hand her over to a couple of snot-nosed punks like you. Fine. A normal guy who's all talk, acting tough against mafia. I'll make you regret running your mouth like that. Regret, huh? We'll see which one of us ends up regretting this, won't we? You really don't know when to shut up, old man. If I shut my mouth, I wouldn't be able to eat all the good food, you see. Isn't it because you lot don't have mouths that you left such a fancy restaurant without even eating? And after the chefs worked so hard to make that food for you. What an offensive bunch of punks. What, you left without eating? Well, yay. Cause that guy made a fool out of me, and the other customers were laughing at me. I couldn't stand it. I see, so that's how it is. In other words, you humiliated my little brother. Your side is the one that did something shameful. Just because the woman you brought ran away, you tried to force another woman to keep you company. You reap what you sow. That broad kept running her mouth even though I was nice enough to talk to her. I get it, she's got quite a backbone. This is getting interesting. In that case, how about I crush you and take that woman for myself? You think you can? Course I can. There's no way normal folks like you could beat mafias like us. Me, the normal guy. Well, think what you want. I don't really care. But it's a different story if you're trying to throw punches at this normal guy. The hell's that supposed to mean? Don't you know mafias aren't supposed to cause trouble for normal people? That depends on the time and place. You expect us to just take it when someone treats us like fools. Like hell we will. Oh yeah. Which family are you punks from anyway? What's it to you which family we're from? It matters plenty. If you keep acting like idiots, I'm gonna have to have a chat with your boss. What? Bro, what's he talking about? A normal guy having a chat with the boss, is that even passable? Maybe he's with the cops. You mean with the anti-mafia task force? That'd be bad news, huh? Yeah, if it's the task force, they could take down our family. Hey now, I can hear everything you're saying. If you're gonna whisper, do it more quietly. Shut up. Are you with the cops? Give me a break. You think the police are the only ones who can take down a crime family? Don't you have any other options? Other options? If there were other options, it'd be like the boss of an even bigger organization than Dad's family, right? What? So your old man is a boss? Yay, that's right. Our pops is the boss of such a big organization. There ain't nobody who hasn't heard of him. How's that? Pretty impressive, huh? Well, color me impressed. But it depends on just how big this organization is. If it's really that big and it's got idiots like you as members, that says a lot about how shallow it is. What did you say? Shallow? What do you mean by shallow? Idiot. Shut up. If you can't even have a conversation like this, you must not have studied much growing up. How sad. Don't mock us. So, which organization is your old man the boss of? Why do you want to know that? So I can decide whether to apologize or not. Looks like he's finally starting to get how scary we are. Bro, tell him. Once he gets how scary we are, we can have some fun with that broad. Yeah. You've got a point there. You really think you can pull that off? You brats don't even know who I am. Well, who the hell are you? You've been acting way too relaxed. I asked you first. Don't answer a question with a question. This guy just keeps spouting off like he's so great. What a boring bastard. Is it all just talk and you're not actually from any big organization? Or was that stuff about being a boss just a load of crap? Screw you. It ain't a load of crap. Then tell me, which organization are you punks from? Our family is Wood's crime family. Pops is the boss. I'm the eldest son, and someday I'll be the boss. This guy's my younger brother, and he'll be my right-hand man. What? So you're the famous Wood sons, huh? Ethan and Max, right? You guys really are famous. I guess it's true that everyone's heard of you. We're that famous. Nah, I ain't never heard nothing like that. Well, of course they wouldn't say it to your faces. That you're famous for being idiot sons, that is. Idiot son. Hey man, knock it off already. You're seriously pissing us off. Come on now. There's no need to get so worked up just 'cause someone told you the truth. Woods' idiot sons don't stand a chance against me. Damn you. We'll see about that. If you lose, your beloved wife is ours. With that, Woods' idiot sons threw punches at me. I caught their fists with my open hands, gripped them tight, and twisted their arms. Their earlier bravado vanished in an instant as they cried out in pain. The other one came charging at me next, but I swept his legs out and slammed him into the ground. I kicked the older brother and stomped down hard on the younger one's face. Weaklings. Damn it. You're this weak, and yet you still talk so big. Well, now that it's come to this, how about we call your boss? What? You tried to take a swing at me. It's only right that your boss apologizes. And you even messed with my wife. We can't just let this end here. I can't believe they were the Woods boss's sons. No wonder. Go on. Hurry up and call your daddy. If you don't, your precious little bro's face is gonna get smashed up beyond recognition. Bro, it hurts. Stop, please. I'll call him. I'll call the boss. The two of them, who never imagined they'd lose so easily to someone they thought was just a normal guy, must have realized things would get really bad if they didn't call the boss. The older brother took out his phone, tapped the screen with trembling fingers, and arranged for Woods to come. He'll be here in 10 minutes, so let my brother go. You punks are too naive. If you had won instead, and in this situation I told you to stop, would you? Of course not. It's the same thing. Right now, all you can do is pray your daddy gets here as fast as he can. No way. It hurts. How pathetic. They really are just kids. 10 minutes later, a black car screeched into the parking lot. Out stepped Woods and one of his executives who had driven. Pops, help us. Woods was shocked to see his son getting his face stomped under my foot, and even more shocked when he saw it was me doing the stomping. Boss Thompson. Well, Mr. Woods. Your sons sure are a lively bunch. What in the world happened? Your sons tried to treat my wife like a plaything, but when they realized they couldn't, they threw wine on her. Woods looked at my wife and saw her wine-stained clothes. His face paled in an instant. I'm so sorry. Whoa there. It's too early for apologies. I was thinking of letting that much slide, for my wife's and my own sake. But then, when we finished eating and came to the car, what do I find but your one son has multiplied into two, and they both tried to take me on. They really don't know fear. I'm terribly sorry. Woods apologized deeply. My idiot sons have done something inexcusable. I deeply apologize. Pops, why are you apologizing to this guy? You idiots. This is the next boss of Thompson crime family. You can't win against someone like him. The Thompson family. But he's the next boss, not the current one, right? Don't you know? The next boss of the Thompson family is famous for being a skilled mafia who can silence a crying child. They say not even an ant is left where he's passed through. And you two messed with his wife. Wait, seriously? Yes, seriously. You've done something unbelievable. I didn't know. Ignorance is no excuse. Hey, Mr. Woods. You know what really gets me? The thing I can forgive the most is that they threw wine on my wife. But seeing my wife laugh it off, I thought I'd let it slide this time. But now that's not an option anymore. So what's it gonna be? What's what gonna be? Atonement. How are you going to atone for this? Atonement, you say? Is that so? Well, guess there's no choice then. Should I take all my men and go crush your family? Wait, please. Anything but that. Then what are you going to do? This is on them. I'll make them take responsibility for what they did. How? How? Woods repeated my words, glancing at his two sons. Then he swallowed hard and squeezed out his voice. Do as you will with them. Pops. Shut up. We have no choice. This is what you brought on yourselves. If the family gets destroyed, many of our men will be out on the streets. You heard him. So, should I take your lives? Our lives? That's... No, I don't want that. The younger brother struggled under my shoe, saying he didn't want that. Then what? If not your lives, then money. Please, money. Is that so? How brave of you. All right then, $800,000 each. If you pay that much, I'll let you off the hook. $800,000. I don't have that kind of money. You've got no choice but to borrow it and pay up. You gotta be alive to use money. Exactly. Looks like you get it. Woods' shoulders slumped in defeat. Trembling with fear over what would happen next, the idiot brothers called up Walter from Walter Finance and borrowed $800,000 each on the spot before being dragged off to a crab fishing boat. Later on, I heard the two who were taken to the crab fishing boat were somehow managing the daily work without falling into the sea. Crab fishing boats are said to be the harshest, but they brought it on themselves by acting foolish. However, my wife kept bringing up the incident at every turn, so to avoid it becoming a bad memory, I planned another dinner date. The same fancy restaurant, the same table. Why the same table? You don't want it to end as a bad memory, right? When something bad happens, you do the same thing again to override it with a good memory. Thank you. My wife smiled brightly, but she seemed to be thinking about something as she looked at the seat where Woods' younger son had sat. What's wrong? Oh, well, If it was just those idiot sons, I could write it off as them being idiots. But when I imagine how their boss must have felt, he looked like he was in so much pain when he clenched his fists back then. Well, it can't be helped, I suppose. I hope they make it back safely. Just then, the sound of a child causing a ruckus echoed through the restaurant. What's this? Since when did this restaurant allow kids? Many restaurants refuse entry to noisy young children since they aren't family-oriented. And yet, there was a child running around inside. Seriously, the parents haven't taught them a thing. If you've got a kid who makes noise, don't bring them. Oh honey, that's just how kids are. If it was my kid, I wouldn't allow this. True. I think you'd make a great dad. To our precious child. My wife said this as she rubbed her belly. Wait. Seeing my wife's bright smile, I was moved that we'd created the best memory possible.